Hello and welcome to another Raggy's video. So today we're going to be talking about a brewery close to me that been announced to come to Nottingham Craft Beer Festival. I'll get there in the end. And that is Castle Rock. Castle Rock is the largest of the Nottingham breweries. Predominantly, more so, I would class it as a modern traditional over craft. Which I'm sure everyone else would as well. But with 20 odd pubs, it is quite the big brewery in these parts, and thank God the likes of Marston's, etc. have never been able to buy it, because that would be disastrous. In the pubs all around, they'll have their core lines on, and they'll have guest beers from on keg and on cask. So they're a good place to go to. They do the Castle Rock app. It's a little bit of a pain because you have to log yourself in basically when you get to the pub, and forgetting's a pain. I'm sure in time there'll be a better way. But so, our story. When Chris Holmes opened the Old King's Arms in Newark, it was an act of defiance against an industry dominated by monopolistic brewers. It was niche, believe it or not, to focus on real ale in homely surroundings. The brewery opened 20 years later, and in 2010 we were catapulted into the spotlight when Harvest Pale was crowned Supreme Champion Beer of Britain. We now have over 20 pubs in the Castle Rock extended family, brew a huge variety of skillfully crafted beers, and work hard to have a positive impact on the world around us. And there is a Castle Rock timeline on there, and they are very active. So they've got a 65 hectolitre brewery with a 160 litre pilot brewing kit. I didn't think it was that big. So the pilot brewing kit is more so their craft kit. Like I say, the big kit brews the likes of Harvest Pale, Screech Owl, Black Gold, Preservation, Black Owl. There are lots of beers. They've recently done a collaboration with Titanic Brewery, hoping to get that bugger at some stage. They've also done a collaboration with New Bristol Brewery, which I assume will come to the Castle Beer Festival, which is at Nottingham Castle in April, I assume anyway. They've also just released a 0.5% alcohol-free pale ale in can. I don't know if it's changed, but Castle Rock used to send their beers away to be bottled off-site, and cans were done off-site as well, so they didn't have their own canning line. Me personally, I'd absolutely love Castle Rock to put all their stuff into bottles and cans. And looking at the pilot kit, use the pilot kit for experimentation, and from there, brews that work well, ramp it up, chuck it into can, and have more of it on the website and more of it in the pubs in kegs, not just at the Barley Twist. So the Barley Twist is a little pub near the train station. You won't class it as a micro because it's got 2 floors, but it's a little pub near the train station. Cracking little pub for a little pub. It's got a lot of beer in. And yes, for me, the pilot project beers generally go in there, but that does mean that a lot of the pubs don't ever see any of them, and I'd like to see the pilot project ramped up a bit. To really put Castle Rock's craft aspirations on the map. In COVID times, there are a lot more craftier beers coming out, certainly in can. But like a lot of breweries, sadly, a lot of breweries have backtracked on that, and a lot less releases into can and bottle these days. Obviously, because the world a bit brewing has come back to its normality, I suppose. But yeah. So what are you going to see down at the Craft Beer Festival? I dare say they'll have done collabs. So they'll invite breweries down to them for collabs, and we'll get some, crafty collabs from that way. I mean, I remember last year there was Black Iris, Salt Beer Factory, I think. Oakham? Did Oakham do one? Rings a bell. But yeah, there was a fair few out and about. Unless I'm thinking of the wrong beer festival, then if I am, I deserve me a bum kicking. But yeah, they're going to be, as always, a big presence down at the Nottingham Craft Beer Festival over in the Sneinton Market. That's my little look at Castle Rock. Cheers, all.